That's exactly my employer saying that they monopolize my personal life and them making money over me being well. Like, 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 what have I given you a reason not to trust me? I show up to work all the fucking time. Try to find something at the Dollar Tree. I hate spending money. Like, the bigger packs of frozen food is ridiculous. They have signs that say $5 and up. Like, what are you buying though? Are you buying like the Chef's Choice steak? Like, it blew my mind when like Dollar Tree sold fucking steak. They sold it, and it's called Chef's Choice. Let me look this shit up for you. And she just finessed. That's about as close to a fight me and Kelly have. Like this shit right here. Like, I've never ate this mess, but I guarantee you if you cooked it, like, and I'm not a chef by any means, and I know this, that if you put this shit in a frying pan, it's going to be like 33% water. Like, what they probably took the smallest cut of fucking ribeye steak you could possibly get on like some sick ass cow that has like, you know, I don't know, polio or some shit. Like the polio cow. And they like injected it with fucking water. The worst part about that is every time that those steaks come out at the Dollar Tree, they sell like hotcakes. Like, motherfuckers line up to fucking do this shit. Like, somebody should make a YouTube channel like cooking at the Dollar Tree. Because I'm sure you could make some interesting fucking dishes at the Dollar Tree. You can make some depression fucking stew at the Dollar Tree. I ever tell you the time that I went to Brandy's house and she wanted to cook me dinner, and she stopped by the motherfucking Dollar Tree and got mac and cheese. Like, dude, let me tell you a secret, dog. Jordy grew up poor. When I say poor, I'm talking about like welfare check, food stamps before they were food stamps poor. Like, we didn't get food stamps. Food stamps came later. We got like bags of groceries that were delivered to us like once a week. And in those bag of groceries, they had like a white box of mac and cheese that was like generic. They would give you Captain Crunch or like some name brand Kellogg cereal. They're like this brick of orange cheese and like shit like that. All right, I grew up in the motherfucking ghetto, and this was the worst mac and cheese I've ever ate in my damn life. The welfare mac and cheese was better than the Dollar Tree mac and cheese. Like, they don't even give you cheese. They give you this paste. It's not even paste. It's powder. Like, it's these hard noodles, and there's this powder that you got to basically create cheese out of. It's like, who, like, this is, dog, they don't feed prisoners this bad. It's like, dude, I ate that shit and I was like, Wolf Pit has budget meal videos. That's a stronger man than me. I think I put it in my lockbox. But everybody's seen my ghetto certification card. My ghetto certification card. Jocko Johnson. Hey Jordy, have you or Kelly doing well, bud? Any chance you'll go on guest PK any point? I thought I heard something about recently, might be mistaken. I thought about going on recently, but like I just don't see going on PKA and it being a positive experience for me. But Kyle's like taste in women has gotten a lot more sausagey. Is that one way to say it? I don't know. You guys tell me. Like, is it true or not? Because I heard Kyle. Like, here's how I know you're wrong, Zizzle. Go back on all the PKAs that we had me and Taylor on, and tell me who's the better host. The reason you guys like Taylor is because he has a bunch of news stories. Like, you've heard all my stories. Like, I think recently I saw a PKA post where somebody asked Woody if he'd ever had his house broken into, and he told the story about the guy who would keep coming into who kept coming up his basement steps and took money out of his wallet. I've heard that story like 14 fucking times. I know you guys heard it a few times. But like, you only have so many stories. You know, it is what it is. Like I don't really get new fans. I do get new fans, but I don't get what I have is a bunch of people that liked my content when they were like 15, and they kind of like just moved in to kind of grew up with me. Yeah. Honestly, like, there's a lot of podcasts that are worse than PKA out there. Like, if you ever looked at like I have Apple, for example. Like, I go to the podcast, I look for something new. Other than like Joe Rogan, like, a lot of the podcasts suck ass. Like, they're either their point of view is too narrow, or they're a gimmick, or like they're very, very short. Like, there's this one podcast that I really like called The Horror Show, and like all their episodes are like 30 minutes long. Like, by the time they get into talking to something, they're done about it. Like, and you see this with a lot of like YouTube channels too. Like, YouTube channels about horror movies, they basically go over the plot of the movie and give like 30 seconds of an opinion of the movie, and it's like there's 5 channels that do the same thing. It's like, I want something with to me, like, when I go look for a Let's Play or something like that, I want something in depth. I want somebody that wants to talk about the storyline, talk about the mechanics of the game, talk about ways that you can do it differently. Like, for shooters, to me, there's like 2 like gold standards for like shooter content creators. There's Lightning Bolt Forever, and then there's Big Mac Davis. Like, those are to me the gold standard of like FPS shooters. And like, to me, that's how almost all Let's Plays should be done, on like that kind of level. Yeah, but let's talk about stories, for example. Let's talk about one of Kyle's stories. And this one's always sat with me. There was a story that Kyle said he slept with this girl that had this giant snake on him. I don't know if you guys remember this story, but he said he slept with this girl and she had this giant like python that was in the bed with him while they were like making love. And he came out and said he basically laid that pipe for like 2 solid hours. And I'm like, I forgot when I was like 26, 27 at the time. And like, I'm thinking to myself, like, if I do it more than 15 minutes, I'm fucking up. How does boy do it for 2 solid hours? Right? And like, he left out an intricate point to that story. The intricate point was he was on SSRIs at the time. And me, having never experienced SSRIs, didn't realize that you can't feel half the shit when you're on SSRIs. Basically, unless you're really, 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 really into it, you ain't getting off on SSRIs. It just doesn't happen. But that's always stuck to me, because like I was like, man, maybe I'm fucking shit in bed. But then it's like, oh, he's basically cheating. That's like saying like, yeah, man, I had an erection for like 4 hours, and then tell me you took Viagra. But like right now, I'm on Lexapro. I'm on a pretty hefty dose, but I don't feel like I'm zombied out. I have trouble expressing emotion, and I find I have trouble with empathy. But like, that's because, you know, the lows are higher and the highs are lower. Like, you're more even killed. Like, it takes a lot to get you to have an emotion. It's hard to empathize with somebody when you don't have emotion, when you can't like recall the emotions vividly to basically sympathize with them. What's your go-to dance move if you ever found yourself in a party or wedding? The funky chicken.
First off,
what?
If you found yourself at a party or a wedding, I need you evaluated, because ain't no way you went there
willingly. Yeah, I don't do that shit. Why do I have an Apple Watch? Because at one point in time I had his weight loss surgery and I was working out and losing weight and shit.
Because it makes you look like you ball, and be honest.
Well, like today I wore it as jewelry. Like it didn't even charge right now.
Because it's gonna tell.
I was on Wellbutrin, but I had the bad side effect, so I got off it really quickly. And I don't want to, it's YouTube, and I don't want to say what the bad side effect is. Because Wellbutrin was the drug I went to right after Lexapro, because I wanted to get off Lexapro to get away from the sexual side effects. Well, I can easily talk politics because, like, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I think both of them suck ass. Like, do I think Joe Biden's doing a wonderful job? Fuck no. I think Joe Biden's a soggy sandwich of a president. I think in the footnote, Joe Biden will be skipped over and forgotten about in trivia. That's what I think Joe Biden's presidency will end up being. And the ironic hasn't passed over me that Joe Biden's been tried to be president so many times in his fucking life, and the only time he actually won is when he probably won't even remember being president. You know, it is to me. Like, I feel like there shouldn't be 70-year-old men trying to make choices for the country. Right? Because the vast majority of the people right now are millennials. Why are boomers fucking making choices for the entire country? I remember when Lindsey Graham, which is South Carolina senator, bragged about not being able to send an email. It's like, you're sitting here in a public office bragging about not being able to send an email, but you're going to make a commercial that's going to be all over my TV stating how you made the harbor in Charleston better and all this shit. You never sent an email while doing that? Ain't one motherfucking email went out trying to make the Charleston and harbor better? Oh, it should be capped at like 60. 60 should be the cap. It should be like 30 to 60. Like, they should lower it to 30 to 60. It's like that should be where it is. I mean, we've had 70-year-old white guys for a long part of the United States history, and they've all came to the same choice: go to war. What's good for the economy? Go into fucking war. Do you have any advice I'd give myself 10 years ago? Yeah, don't say dumb shit on PKA. That'd be my advice 10 years ago.
Marry Kelly sooner.
Kelly would have married me sooner.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even like me. Yeah, I didn't even know you 10 years ago.
Yeah, but you would have known me like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So you could have told yourself that and you could remember.
You stood me up like 8 years ago.
Now I'm like an old woman.
You wouldn't have liked Jordy 10 years ago. I was a vastly different person. Why do they call it the World Series when hardly any countries play in it? Because the best players in the world play in America. I mean, most baseball players are Dominican. Because generally the fastest way to get out of the poverty in like Dominican Republic is to play baseball. Well, the shaky leg is a twitch. There's nothing medically wrong with me. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but every person with bad credit drives Dodge or Nissan. Almost all of them. You got 700 credit with a Nissan stop wings. Hey, even Bigfoot has his spotters. But like, Dodge is the king of subprime loans, and Nissan fighting for that title belt. No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say people with bad credit drive Dodge and Nissan because that's their clientele. You like my chair? It's a Serta I Work Comfort. Yeah, shout out. Thanks for pretending to be a Giga Chad. Me and my wife have been getting into like crock potting. And this is like shredded chicken with like a hint of tomato sauce, black beans, corn, and like some diced up onion. And I put it on a low carb tortilla. It's a Coke Zero, man. It might be shit for me, but it gives me that little ting I want from soda. It isn't quite a Coke, but you know, if you close your eyes and pretend it's close. No, my father was a drunk. Well, is. Well, I don't know if he's still a drunk. I don't think he drinks anymore. But he's feeling the side effects of a life of drinking. Lost a lot of men to alcohol in my family. So like, yeah, I have no interest in drinking beer. I don't drink beer, don't smoke cigarettes, don't do drugs of any sort. I got little girl hands. I can't give Phil advice on his car without knowing what happened when his car broke down. I'd had to see it. That he didn't change his oil for like 6 years in a BMW because it never told him to. I'm probably going to let you guys go. All right, dude. Thank you, Final Laugh, for the $100 donation. I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks to everybody for coming out. Thanks to everybody for chilling with your boy today. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm Audi 5000. Peace, people. Hope you have a wonderful day.